Good morning, fish people. I'm Alan Norris from Fish on TV. It's Saturday the 23rd of August and I've just arrived at one of my favourite places to fish, Barston Lakes, for a qualifier for the golden reel. And to qualify for the golden reel, you have got to win the match. And it's definitely a place you need to win the match. You've got to draw in the right area. One of the favourite pegs is 124. It doesn't win every match because they're not always there, but when they are there, it's a difficult peg to beat. So 124, 123, 122, maybe 121, they're in with a shout, but if the ones from 121 to 123 always say 124 will take some beating, but it can be beaten. It gets beaten quite often, but again, if they're there and somebody gets it right, it's difficult to beat. Peg 14, Rob Wotton drew peg 14, in about £270 on peg 14. They were in that particular area at that time. Obviously, he's in the know with the ringers, and Adam Wakeling, the England team, they've got something sussed here. Not quite sure what it is, but they do something right. When I read his write-up, he changed his feeding, and he's just had a mega day. So it's definitely one of those places you need to draw. I know some of you some people like to write too much negativity and stuff when I go on about a peg that I don't fancy. You cannot win a match from a peg that never wins anything. It's as simple as that. You can only do your best in that peg. And I had a few negative comments about how negative I was, but just to give you an example, pal of mine drew peg 27 Magpie, went, "You'll win your section from there," and he did. Just as an example, when you know, you know. And if you fished all these matches, you'd get to know yourself. So it's not negativity. Well, I suppose it is in a way, but you just know. You know, if I put you on a bad peg, if we went fishing together, the guy that's commented too much negative, and I put you on the worst peg on the lake every time we fished, you ain't winning diddly squat. So there we go. You can be as positive as you want, but you ain't winning. So just to give you an idea, it's not negativity, I suppose. You just know. So I'll know today, there's areas here that I do not want to draw. I'm not mentioning numbers because when I mentioned numbers last time at the UK Champs, I actually drew it. So I'm not mentioning numbers. The only numbers I'm mentioning is early teens or 124. I'd love to draw 124. I can't. It's like trying to get an hole in one. I don't think I'll ever draw 124 or peg 6 at Allcroft. So they're areas that you know you've a mega chance of winning. Again, not a guaranteed win, but a bloody good chance. So I'm really looking forward to it. I've nothing on this weekend. Dave didn't fancy coming down. He's putting a lot of time in with his young lad in the school holidays with his carp fishing and stuff. Tids is a bit worn out, so I'm all by myself. I want to be by myself anyway. So we'll see who go Phil. See at the draw and see where I gets drawn. Will I be smiling or will I be like, oh, dragging my knuckles to my peg? Don't matter where I get drawn, I will be fishing the full day. I'll love it that much. So we'll see you guys at the draw.
If you're getting the water a bit large, you should get in the country peg, it's a bit hot on the bottom. still weight section, 9, 10, 10, 11 section. I'm not airing traditional usual general anybody gets scales, tell them on. Any questions?
Where are you going, Charlie? Right, as you've seen, peg 58, that's at the top end. I'm next to Ryan Bennett again. He's on end peg 61, the jammy sod. I'm not sure. I'm not unhappy. Can we win it from there? I'm not sure. Teens will take some beating. Callum Dix is on 29, that's a good area. Don't know, I'm not sure. I think we'll definitely get some fish, but can we get enough to win the match? I am not sure. We're all down one bank, there's only 31. Let's see how it goes. So, looking forward to it. I'm definitely going to be having a waggler going. It's deeper water up there, that's the only thing that's putting me off. It's deeper water. But it might be alright for the waggler. I've not brought the pole, I'm not bringing the pole. There's too many people walk past, dogs running up and down. I ain't bringing a pole to Barston. It's all rod work for me today, so that suits me down to the ground. Let's get to peg 58 and we'll see how we get on. Well, all set up, peg 58. There are carpers chucking across, and opposite, we were all down one bank, but there are carpers on the other side. You won't be able to see them if I pick my camera up because they're like hidden behind trees and reeds and stuff, but they are casting and sending boats out. But I'm quite happy with it. We've got deeper margins, which I'll prime. I'll prime with a few micros and just pellets down there and see how we get on. Plan of attack, I've gone for 50 metres, and there's some fish out there at 50 metres and less. So my spodding mix, there you go. That's my spodding mix, and the way it's gone yellow like that is the finesse gold. As you can see, it really doesn't half put a colour, and it puts a cloud in as well. So I've got large big emp 6mm pellets, some micros and 2 tins of corn in there, and I'm just looking at it, it's and a tin of whizzed up corn, and just looking at it, I'm going to put a bit more liquid in it to make it so it really does create a cloud, and I'm going to put a few out there at 50 metres and fish method over the top. I've also got, because of the extra free water here, I've got one set up at 74 metres. I'm hoping I won't need that. I'm hoping I'll catch short and at 50 metres. Got Ryan Bennett on end peg. I can't remember this guy's name to my right. He's got a lovely margin down there which he really fancies. If they turn up in that margin for him, he could win it from there. But we're competing against the teens. But I still think we've got a chance of having a good day's fishing here. Can we win it? You just don't know. I think there's always a chance. So I'll be catapulting 8mm pellets. As you can see, I've got quite a few. And my wafters, that's really smelly, that's the red aggressor. And a bit of pango if I want a bit of a different flavour. Different feeders. And my micros. And I'm going to be catapulting probably 25 metres. We've got a little bit of wind behind. So catapult sort of 20 to 25 metres, nice little feeding area. I can have that as a bomb, or go with the waggler over the top and method over the top. And I might actually empty 4 spods out there and just have the first sort of 20 minutes just shot, just to see if I can nick a few fish, because there is some there. I might even throw the waggler at them and just see if we get a response. So I've got quite a long matrix waggler on it at the minute. I might just put a smaller mug in, the little water ones, they go in quite nice. I might just see if I can get 1 or 2 of those that I can see on that to start with, but we'll see. So it's a dead simple day. It's method, bomb, waggler, spod at 50, go over the top at 50. Looking forward to it. I'm hoping we'll get 1 or 2 fish, so let's see how we get on. 20 minutes just on this short line. There's indications of bream and stuff. I think the guy to my right and Ryan's had a carp apiece on waggler. The guy to my left who was fishing at about, I don't know, it looks like 14 metres. You think he's had 3, not shallow. He's doing alright on pole. I'll be honest, I didn't fancy that at all these people walking by and running and bikes and no. But I've noticed it started fizzing like crazy where I've been spodding. And I've gone over it and it's gone round. So I'll empty another one out there, maybe 2, and then go back over at top again. It's kited off well right, this. It looks lovely when it goes in that spod. You can see all water like yellow when it hits the water. Green fly. Somebody walking past. So they don't stand on my pole. Landing net pole. Morning.
Morning. You doing any good?
Just started catching. He's doing alright, this guy here on pole, he's had about 3 or 4.
Oh, has he?
Yeah.
It's competition, yeah?
Yeah, it's big competition, yeah. Yeah, nice little ghosty.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, cheers. You know what I mean? And somebody's just gone running past 2 seconds ago, so there's loads of people. Hey, he's a lovely Casper. He'll be about £4 or £5. The colour of my hands is yellow. So we'll get this, and I've got a 9mm wafter on today, because what I found with the slightly smaller wafters, yeah, you get bites, but there's a lot of skimmers, which I don't mind. You need carp today, so I'm hoping to just try and nail carp. That's what I'm after today. So I've got a 28 gram hybrid feeder, 50 metres. It goes in nicely. And a 9mm wowser, pink wowser. So we've got that already. Noisy planes, big jumbo. We'll put another one in. I'll judge whether we need more or less. And I'll be feeding that short line constantly throughout the day with pellets, and hopefully it'll come onto that later on. That's the plan. It's terrible, all this. It's messy when you're spodding like this, especially with like a wet mix. This one on top. There we go. Just gave it. Oh. The only trouble when you try and empty it on top, if you get some slack line, it can just wrap round your tip. And it's braid I've got on, so you can tell when it empties. You feel it, it just goes light straight away, even when you're emptying it on top. So hopefully there'll be a nice cloud out there. I'm going to try and get that pretty much over the top of my marker. Is all the fizzing. Loads of fizzing. Now, I've not put any impact, like goo and stuff, not put anything like that on just yet. Right on the money. Lovely jabbly. If anything, I'm going to try and cast that a little bit lower so it doesn't land with so much of a splash. It's only shallow here, so it'll be fine. I just push them in quite hard on the base of the hybrid feeder. I have to wash these when I get home, that is for sure. Oh, another bike. Oh, so there we go, you see, so this is what we're up against. Put that on there, actually. Ding, ding, bike bell. I ain't heard one of them since I was about 12. Get in. No bike bell. So there we go, people. I'm gonna wait. Yeah, he's doing all right. Him at the side of me, he's catching well on the shallow on the pole. I was told they weren't catching that many shallow recently, but he's proving them wrong today. I think it's right area this though, slightly deeper this end of the lake. That line sunk. Looks like it. There we go. And now I'll get this pellet line topped up. I've got a feeling I might get some margins today. It's very gravelly, but still might be alright. I found a couple of little spots where there's little gaps between all the stones. And that is where I'm going to target. Probably about a metre off the bank. And it's about two and a half foot deep. Lost my marker then. So we'll plug away at this. I'm going to get plenty of liners today because there's fish cruising about, and I'm sure I'll have a go at waggler on that line, but I've noticed these have stopped with waggler at the side of me. Oh, is it because they've got one on? Maybe. But you can see wherever they're feeding pellets, loads of fizzing going off, so I think they're bream and carp. And there's loads of fizzing out there where I am. Just had a little knock. You just got to wait till it goes. No point picking up on little jabs. Once the carp latches on, it just keeps going or drops straight back. But we'll carry on. Let's hope we can get a few more. He's doing really well, this guy outside of me. Pole shallow, so fair play to it, lad. I've had another ghostie, about £8, and I've had 2 skimmers. And the last 3 casts, the bites have come within 2 minutes. Guy's still catching 1 or 2 shallow as well. He's definitely winning this end. I keep hearing a bit of splashing to my right. I think it's Ryan. He's probably had 4 or 5. And that were a good sign, that. It's gone round like, pretty much straight away. As soon as line sunk, it went round. So let's just hope that there's some fish turned up on that bait now. I mean, there's fish there anyway, but I'm guessing they're probably skimmers with all the fizzing. Oh, you bloody thing. All that way in. Good fish as well, that. Nobody likes to see that. That was definitely I reckon it'll have been as big as the other 8-pounder. So I'll get this set up, put another spot out and get back over. Bloody hell. It's not very often I lose them on these hooks. Shame that. All I can say is it just can't have been hooked properly. Normally it's smack in the middle of the mouth. The alarm's beeping. You've got to leave it a minute till it goes off. So I'll get another spot out there. I've got a nice big dinner plate out there. I can see all fizzing. I've not had many bites bang in the middle of where my mix is. It's been on the edge. That's something to sort of remember. So like on the edge of where all the spodding's going, as if the carp are coming in from sides. And I've gone bang in the middle, I've not had a bite. Well, I've had indications, but I think the skimmers. Weird that drifted left and there's no wind. I'll leave it there, I won't give that one long, but that just, I don't know why that drifted left. It was set off beautiful. But I've noticed when I'm finding some pellets out, even though you can't see much wind here, some will just blow left or right. It's definitely swirling round here. The distance were alright, went in lovely. We'll just give that a few minutes. That's just a little bit too much off. It's probably drifted a metre past where I really wanted it to left. And yet the last cast moved right. It's strange, and when they've got a bit of a breeze up, I couldn't even catapult the pellets out, they were just going, I just couldn't work out which way the wind were blowing. It was very strange. I waited till it stopped, and then I've gone back out with pellets, so I'll put timer on. See, there's indications there already. I think they're skimmers though, them. Yeah, I definitely think it was a skimmer that, it was just giving it this. You can't miss the carp ones because it's just beautiful. See, they've gone perfect. The others, but some went over there, and very strange. They're all right. So I've just had a bit of a. That's what you tend to get with skimmers. With carp, it's just whack or drop straight back. And there is tow on this lake as well. You wouldn't have thought there'd be much tow today, but there is a bit of tow, definitely. I'm going to give that 3 minutes, and if it hasn't gone, I'm going to go straight back out. So there we go, people. Shame I lost that one. That was a nice fish. A bit longer. 5.5 minutes, and then it's gone round. Well, it dropped back again. And this guy to my right is doing excellent. Shallow, really well. Nice day for him. He's got to have at least 9. And if they're all this sort of size, they'll be on a decent weight. Just spoke to Charlie Simpson. He's had a couple of carp and a few F1s, a few skimmers. Another ghosty. Been on top all the way in. As soon as I get here, he's nose diving. He's not wants to get his head up. Yeah, nice one as well. Come on, son, get your head up. Yeah, lovely. Casper, that. And that other one were about this size as well. You can just tell which way they feel. Oh, he's just stuck into another one, shall I? I've gone to my short line, but I've gone on with Waggler just to have a look. I've had like a dozen casts or so, and I noticed that they were knocking me floats. I thought there's some fish there, but they don't look like big fish. But it's gone anyway, and I've got one. I'll soon find out how big they are when this comes in. This guy to my left, I think he's got a chance today with where he's catching. Just slowed up a little bit now. He's definitely had a decent enough day so far. Bigger than I thought. It didn't look very big when I hooked it. Oh, another ghosty. Oh, you bloody thing. I'm not saying anything. Took the 6 pellets and I noticed a swirl, cast down, it's gone straight away. Get in. Let's see if we can keep this on. Another ghosty. Full of ghosties here. See him on top of water. He's just nose diving as he's getting closer to me now. Decent size as well. Yes, it's a nice, maybe got to be £8, 7 or 8 pounds. That'll do, people, that'll do. Plenty of Caspers in here. These were stocked a few years ago, they've definitely grown. That is for sure. So we'll get a few more pellets. 2 casts after turned you off. Can't ride it, can you? Have somebody come in. No problem. He behaved. He behaved quite well, didn't he? Another one about at least £8. Come to life then, didn't he? Wowzers. An hour and a half left. I've got about £40. And it's slowed down for everybody. There's not a lot of people catching. The guy to my left's not catching that many, get an odd 1 or 2. He's even spotted out long. I don't know what this is. I thought it was a skimmer, but I'm not so sure. Might be a carp that's just not trying very hard, or a massive skimmer. I've had a look in my left-hand margin and my right-hand margin, and within a minute it slammed round. It was a 3 or 4 pound bream. Absolute peach. What's this? Is this? I think it is a carp, isn't it? It's not trying very hard. now putting a bit more into it is he's trying harder. I've not gone over the short pellet line with the method yet. I'm hoping there might be some there. You can have a really good run on that if they turn up, or get their heads down, should I say. He's trying, is this lad? Oh, come on, son. I got him that time. Just didn't want to get his head up. Be about £5. Sometimes these barbel hooks, you'd think they were barbed. Just wherever it hooks it, sometimes with this bit it just don't seem to come out. You know, like right in corner. Right, I'm going to have one more go out there and then I'm going to go onto my short line. And just spot another one. Message on this spotting lark. Oh. It comes out really easy as well with it being wet. Sloppy even, but that's what I'm after. I want that cloud. And then pellets and corn's quite heavy, so that'll go to the bottom quickly. And it's a technique that, oh you bloody thing, a lot of people use on here. And it can be really, really good. So, I'll get back out there. I should have done this as we're talking. I should have had this ready to cast straight over. Too busy talking to you lot. Yeah, normally when we come to Barston, most people just bring their rods, but after watching what that guy's done, might be worth bringing pole and slapping like he has. I think looks like he's going up feeder now. We'll get back out there. Lovely. Just what the doctor ordered. About 40. I've got 40. What is it? I've got 41 on my clicker plus. I might have £50. He's got to have over 100 though outside of me. I've got to have at least, yeah, because that bream will. There might be £10 of bits in there. I don't know. So I've not clicked weight on them. So I've got £41 of carp plus a £3 bream and half a dozen or 8 skimmers like that. So I don't know. I won't be far off 50. I wouldn't have thought. An hour and a half to go. Could do with a really good turn up short and down in margins. Some proper lumps. That's what we're after. But I've got a funny feeling the teens, there'll be 200 odd pound caught down in teens. Just got that feeling. Little soldiers on. We'll see if we can get a few more carps. I've just gone on this short line. Another skimmer out long. I'm on this short line, and I've just gone to the back of my pellets, and after a minute I went straight round. Felt really strange. It was a weird bite as well. There's fish there. I can see them on top. I'm tempted to chuck a waggler out now. I've not seen that many fish here all day. But having said that, looking round, they seem to be cruising everywhere. There's definitely fish there. I loaded it so
normal loading, then I put a light coating of micros on top, so hopefully they'll follow it down. It worked. It went straight round. Well, it went like this. It was weird as out. Very strange, but looking bite. Come on, son. There's a nice one as well. A lot bigger than I thought. Thought it was a skimmer at first when I hooked into it. I'm gonna have to guide him in. He's a big one. What an absolute monster. Yeah, it's a beauty, yeah. Go on, get yourself under.
Some weight in that, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, what an absolute peach that is. Even had an audience, people. He's got to be £10 at least, maybe more, maybe 12. Nice. Just do with about 12 or 15 of them. Be nice. This is what I wanted. I just wanted to come and catch some nice big carp on the method. And I've got one. I'll get in. Another one on my short over my pellet line. Absolutely creamed it round. It feels like a nice fish. How big it is, I don't know. He's definitely not ready, he's not lifting his head up. Come on, son. I hate it when they're round your nets like that. Oh yeah, he's another beast. He's another hippo. Come on. Let's put it right, scrap up. Heavy as out. A proper Barston carp, that. Wowzers. Seems a long way down there. And you're picking your net up with water being low. There's another 10-12 pounder. Oh, yeah. Let's have a look again and see where hook is. Right in the kiss of that. Gotcha. Look at them, they're peaches. Wow. Margin is nothing, and then it's gone round after 2.5 minutes. First one in the margin. I had to have a look, even though I've been catching 1 or 2 out there. I just had to have a look. And it's gone round, nice one. I think that guy just landed a foul hooked one because I heard him go, oh no. I think he's foul hooked it. Come on, son. Oh dear, he's wanting to go. Come on, come back to your Uncle Mosh. There's a proper one as well. Yeah, nice one. I say a proper one at like a 7 and 8 pounder. We don't mind them, do we? Oh, hooked himself, lovely. Have a look. It's better. Best open the window, isn't it? Sweating. It's been warmer than I thought today, that. Don't want it steaming up, do we? Headley telling me off. Right, well, I've thoroughly enjoyed that, actually. I think I ought to have had more, to be honest. But it's still been a nice day. The guy to my left is a young lad called Tyler Weir, and he's not fed a thing all day. When he did, he said he had skimmers, which makes sense because when you're feeding pellets on a pellet line for the method or the bomb or whatever, you get skimmers.
when you're boshing, you get skimmers. They come into that feed, those skimmers. He's not fed a thing, and he's just caught everything that's past his line. And he's done really well. He told me he'd 160. 220. He's done really well. We're not sure if he's won't match or not, but I'm sure he'll be like a semi-finalist at least. There's word on the bank is in the lower numbers, in the teens, there's supposed to be a 260. How true that is, just don't know. But my day today, 50 metres. I've boshed at 50 metres. It's about 25. I've not stuck it up. I don't stick it up when I'm fishing that short here, because some of those big fish I could have done today, I suppose, because before they went set off, they came in quite a bit, so I could have probably got away with a clip. But I prefer not to. I'd rather fire 2 lots of pellets and go where I want, whether it be in the middle, at the back, at the side, at the front, and go where I want, cast it where I want, round the pellets, in the pellets. And margins. And I've had fish off every line. I had nothing at the beginning on the short line, which I was surprised, because there were definitely fish up and down. But eventually I've started catching on that short line, and I've probably caught, say, I've had better fish off that line, that's for sure. On the long line, where we've spodding, I've had a few skimmers and some nice carp. And basically, I couldn't make my mind up how much feed they wanted. I've put 4 in, I've done 2, I've done 1, and it just didn't seem to make any difference. The pattern was the same. It was like catch a fish, have a few rattles off a skimmer, maybe a skimmer or 2, reel it back in, bosh, maybe a carp, there was no real pattern. I just seemed to get fish really steady away. Then I've had some short, but there were an hour and a half to go, and I tell you what, those bites when it's short, I think you saw a bit of footage of one, absolutely smash it round the grade. It's brilliant. And I've had 2 out of the margins. I've had a 3-pound bream out of the margin as well. So in total, I've had a couple on the waggler. But before I tell you what I've had, looking at what I've seen today, in that deeper water, no feed, it looked like you were fishing 14.5 metres. 14 to 14.5 metres, no feed, just slapping an 8mm pellet round, and that's been the way for him. And it's been nice and steady away, and I think he could have had more. I don't think it was prolific for him, because they're decent. So he's had some big fish, and there were potential for more. And he did say when he's fed, it went quiet for an hour or so, and then they've come back on again. But yeah, great to watch that, and it's, you know, it's taught me something about this area. It is deeper, and maybe I ought to bring my pole next time, and if I'm in this area. It's just this, he just said shipping back was an absolute pain for him. He said it's been horrible. People walking up and down, you know, he says you can't concentrate on when you're up to fish, you have to make sure nobody's coming, break it down. And it's been a nightmare for him. He said it's been really, really hard work, which is the reason I didn't bring the pole. I've been on that bank before, and it's a nightmare. I mean, there were a gang of people walking up and down, and, you know, it's public walkway, so they're quite welcome to, but as far as it's for fishing, there's been poles and landing net poles broken here, I'll tell you that for sure. So it's just one for me. You can catch 250 pound on a feeder. None of them around me have really caught on the feeder. They've had the odd 1 or 2, but I've caught all mine on the feeder, and I've ended up with 90 pound. So nice day's fishing, can't complain about that. Learnt a little bit. And when we come to the UK champs, I'll have to evaluate where I am as to what I'm going to do. But yeah, it's been what I wanted. I wanted something, because I've done a lot of skimmer fishing, little delicate bites, working feeding out and stuff like that. I just wanted to bosh it in, pile some pellets in, chuck a method out, and drag them in. It's a shame I didn't drag twice as many in. And I've lost a few fish, so it could have been over 100. I've only lost 2. And if there were that stamp, it could have quite easily been over 100. So yeah, nice enough day. So I hope you've enjoyed that, people. It'll be hybrid fishing, large 28 gram guru hybrid on the short line and the 50 metre line, 12-foot rod, and you can get out 50 metres no problem with a 28 gram feeder when it's loaded up, and it's not too heavy. It is silty here. it's just right for the bottom. That's why I use a light feeder. Only trouble is when it's that light, when there's a wind, it can move. It doesn't have to be much of a wind neither. If you get a bit of bow in your line with it on a bit of 28 gram, it moves. I think I mentioned that looked like there was no wind whatsoever. Set off perfect. I'm like, where's that going? Took a left turn. But yeah, lovely, enjoyed that. 2-hour drive back. Get a ruby for me and my wife, a couple of beers, and we'll see you on the next one. It's the Feeder King on Wednesday for me, so looking forward to that. It's the last chance saloon. Let's hope I can drop on plenty of fish and get qualified for that. I just cannot get qualified for that Feeder King at all. I've been on it in the 4th year, just not got there. But you can only do your best, people. Don't forget, it's absolutely free to subscribe to this channel, and if you click that notification bell, you get all our videos as we upload them, and a thumbs up would be very, very nice. Our weights round me: end peg 140, 90 peg, next peg on 60, 90, me 90, Taylor Weir they call him, that young lad, 220, magnificent, and then I don't know what's after that. So you know, it's been okay. Like I said, I think there's only me caught on feeder today. It's what I do, feeder fishing. Right, toodaloo people, and don't forget to fish on.